Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Thursday morning. Thursday morning? Thursday morning. It is 6:23 a.m. on the West Coast. I hope you're all feeling good today. We have some things to talk about. First and foremost, I slept like crap. I could not get to sleep. I kept finding myself. One thing you guys don't know about me yet is I sleepwalk. If I'm extremely tired, or what used to be if I was just like on too many drugs, or if I'm sober now, for the most part, besides weed. But yeah, I would have insane dreams and walk in my sleep, and I kept finding myself last night standing in the kitchen because I've been sleeping right there. If you know anything about me, I've been evicted. I got evicted just over a week ago from my home, which is very sad. It made me very sad. It was unexpected. Did not expect it. I thought I had a couple more months to get things together, but I didn't. And now I'm homeless, essentially. I have a friend letting me stay with her with my 7 cats. Yes, my 7 cats. She's being very open and showed a lot of love. And if not for her, I would have lost all my cats. Probably all of them. I would have lost them. And I don't know that I'd be alive today. If I'm being completely honest with you. Not because I have suicidal ideations or something like that. I don't. I used to when I was a younger man and on substances, but yeah, man, I don't know if I could deal with losing all my babies and knowing that they could have went to someone who harms them or to the street, or just losing their lives because their father failed them. And I know they're cats. I'm aware. But I'm going to tell you something right now, dude. When I quit fentanyl, when I got off of fentanyl, I did not have one person there for me. All right? The closest thing I had to a person there to support me was this woman who's let me stay here with her right now. And she had dealt with years of me being a fentanyl addict. So, hey, no, baby. She had dealt with me, come here, baby, come here, for years being a fentanyl addict. And, I mean, I wouldn't want to deal with it anymore either. But she did, and she's always been there for me, man. Always. But nobody else was. My mother, my brothers, family, friends, nobody else called, told me, and this isn't something people have to do. But you remember. And let me tell you something, man. If anybody I knew or know today was going through what I was going through and decided to get off of drugs and was going through all that, dude, I'd be the first one on the phone. At least once a month. Hey, man, you doing all right? How's shit going? Hey, good for you, bro. Keep it up. Whatever, dude. That's why I love my cats. They were there for me when nobody else was. They can tell when I'm sad. They know when I'm having a bad day. They know when I'm having a good day. They're respectful. I mean, they listen just as well as dogs do, in my opinion, just about. I mean, if I tell Gimli right there, go lay down, he's gonna go lay down. He might, be a bitch about it, but he's a cat. That being said, got a little segue for my cats, but we're not gonna start with Steven Crowder this morning. We're gonna start with. Oh, by the way. Yeah. This is new channel. I just started. I am working on the first post for said channel. I also restarted my TikTok. Same name, The Postal Effect. Actually restarted my TikTok last night and been showed quite a bit of love. Hey, it's good. Yummy. Wait, did I? Yeah, I'll allow my location. Why not? I ain't trying to hide from nobody. Sorry, I gotta reply to this. Man. So, New Void Order will be for AI created short films, short videos, and all things related to artificial intelligence connected to creativity. What do I mean? I mean, I like to make videos like this. So yeah, I like to make videos like that. And that's just an example of a little short that I'm working on called The Spider in Me. Either that or reverse Spider-Man, Man Spider, you know? There's a little thing, you know, he's more demon-esque, but he pulled that out of his face, by the way. Pretty cool. Now you got him talking too. I like his little speaking lines.
Give me your blood, so that I may drink my fill.
Yeah, it's scary stuff, right?
Cut yourselves open, and hide inside yourself.
That's pretty fucked up, man. And then these are the characters for this short. I'm gonna make it half comical, half brutal horror. They all end up dead. And she's the comical part of it. She's the only one that comes close to living because of who she is. Because she's a little bigger and a little dorkier and a little less fortunate physically. And then you've got Grok Imagine, which has been good. It's been good. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be uploading the reference. Reference added. So we're trying to get an ultra realistic image done. We want, wow, that was fast. Oh my god. It's really bad. I said the seats are on the wrong side of the bar, and so is the character. Also, I forget what else I said. Also, the bar should be about a foot higher as well. We want a high bar. Like the old day saloons. I'm not going to get too distracted by this. I'm going to go back to what we were doing. But I'm ADHD as fuck. This is just something I do, man. This is annoying. Why is it taking so long? What the fuck is going on? Ooh, that's not a bad one. I kind of like the squared off bar. But then again, look. Same thing. Bar, no. I tell you what, though. I do like this aspect of Grok Imagine. It's fucking great. I wish I could click and drag. Or hold control and click multiple things, right? Can I click multiple of these things? No. You know, I'd be neat. I don't know, man. Grok is good. Grok is good. And GPT is really good. It's been more consistent. I mean, this is way more consistent than the last one, you know. Tell you what. Oh, okay, yeah, no, we're not going to get distracted by this. Boop. To the right. We're going to go to... DD Get a Podcast. How many followers did he have yesterday? Damn, he only got 17,000 views on this too. How many did Warren get? I unsubscribed to Warren Smith, as you can see. Very disappointed in him. Very disappointed. Never saw that one either. Don't care. Not anymore. Sad, man. Fucking sucks. Oh, look. Charlie Kirk shot. He's so sad in the video. His face in palm.
Then I thought he was going to be privately. Really respectful guy. And kudos to him for agreeing to have a conversation. I was called dumb by Jake Rattlesnake earlier today on Twitter, which I thought was interesting.
What's going on here?
Because that's typically what the quote-unquote left does. They
Oh, wait, we're on. I'm not going to watch it on Warren's. I'm going to watch it on his.
Then I thought he was going to be privately. Really respectful guy. And kudos to him for agreeing to have a conversation. I was called dumb by Jake Rattlesnake earlier today on Twitter, which I thought was interesting because that's typically what the quote-unquote left does. They resort to ad hominem, but that's not Warren Smith. He was more than willing to have a conversation. And so here we are. I want to start off at the beginning of this live stream by stating that Jesus Christ is Lord. And I hope that you can grow a relationship with him in your lifetime. And before I sort of get into it, I'm going to...
Now, do you see how genuine he is being at the beginning of this live? He is excited. He has complimented Warren Smith. Said, nope, well, you know what? Warren Smith was more than willing to come talk about this with me. And here he is. He's here now. We're going to speak about this. I want to talk about my Lord, whatever, for a second. Cool. And then you can see at the start, it's not quite as visceral. But as it goes on, it becomes more and more painful to watch. I was full on cursing at my screen and writing in the chat, F you, Warren. How could you do this? F you, Warren. What is wrong with you? Who's talking in your ear? Because I legitimately, it looks... Watch the video, watch the live, and you tell me whether or not it looks like he is listening to someone in an earpiece and then responding. None of this sounds like Warren Smith. Let's take a look.
Give Warren an opportunity to sort of introduce himself and let the audience know who he is if they don't know you already.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me.
Now, look at how he introduces himself, first and foremost. And not...
I make videos on YouTube, try and think critically as best I can. Used to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
You can already
Let's do
tell.
it.
Heck yeah, let's do it. Okay. So,
But you won't be able to pick
I
up
want
on
to just
that
state that
at first. I
there's
just
a
can't
very
now.
good chance in this conversation we will not even discuss the weird behaviors of all the people on the day that everything happened with Charlie, because I'm going to I don't want to give anybody an out. And by anybody, I don't mean Warren, even though he's the person I'm speaking to, the audience, anybody who's on Warren's side, holds his position, his worldview. I'm not going to give them an out by stating that, oh, just because somebody was behaving strangely, we don't know what that means. Okay, fine. I'm not even going to give you that, even though there's overwhelming things to look at from just that perspective. We're going to just delve into the evidence. But I do want to just state something here at the very beginning. Can we establish, Warren, can we agree, before we even get into this, that there are two separate things that are taking place? One of those things is that there are those of us, many of us, you and I are probably in the same category here.
First of all, I want to point out, you can see Warren's lips are pursed in a way that makes him look slightly, not maybe angry, but annoyed. You can tell that he came into this with some sort of an annoyed... His demeanor is extremely annoyed and slightly almost pissed off.
That are assessing and scrutinizing.
That someone called him out.
Scrutinizing the evidence that's been presented, the case that is currently taking place. That's one thing that's taking place. And then the second thing are those of us that's willing to go the next step and start theorizing or coming up with our own theories as to what we believe may have happened that day. Can we agree that there's a distinction there?
Yes, of course. Let's also keep in mind that what I'm hoping to get to, what I'm interested in, is why you wanted to have this debate to begin with, because the response just to my analysis, just to my video, seems strange. I don't understand it.
So yeah, you can already see that Warren is annoyed that Didi reacted the way that he did to his video. Now, what Didi reacted to was a video that Warren made about Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson having the great debate. And in Warren's video, he was overly critical of Candace Owens and didn't mention anything on Andrew Wilson's side that he got wrong or anything to that manner, right? It was very one-sided. Almost as if Warren Smith was on Andrew's side preemptively. It did not seem like an unbiased analysis. So that's what he's talking about right now.
So this began with your tweet. So if we could, what do you think was unfair? Why did...
And let's also, real fast, let's look at the tweet that he's talking about as well. Here it is. Does anyone know who Warren Smith is? Ah, he had never heard of Warren Smith. That might be something that upset him. Does anyone know who Warren Smith is? This guy makes a 10-minute video, YouTube video, just flat out lying about the Candace Owens-Andrew Wilson debate. He never mentions any of Andrew's blunders, bloopers, lies, and embarrassing moments at all. Like, he didn't even include it in the assessment of the debate. clown face. Hundreds of people are currently tagging me in the comment section of his video, stating that I am challenging him to a debate. I'd appreciate it if you all joined in and did the same. I used to respect this guy. What happened? Is he compromised, biased, or just a liar? I gotta say, man, I feel the same way.
So there's a guy by the name of Warren Smith. I believe his YouTube channel is Warren Smith Secret Scholar Society, something to that effect. Posted one of the most, disingenuous videos yesterday, talking about how Andrew Wilson proved that Candace Owens had no evidence, pretending that Candace Owens is the judge, jury, and executioner, when Candace Owens is taking the defense's position. Last time I checked, Andrew Wilson is taking the prosecution's position. That is to say, Candace Owens does not have to provide proof or evidence. Candace Owens has to provide or prove reasonable doubt. Not only did Candace Owens do that, I'm going to use one of you all's words, overwhelmingly, but so did Andrew Wilson by stating that he's only 75 to 85% certain. And Warren Smith...
And that's very true. When Andrew Wilson came into the debate, beforehand, he said that, oh my god, dude, I hate losing my train of thought. I really do. It is the worst, bro. What the fuck did he just say?
Overwhelmingly.
Oh yeah. When he came into the debate, he said that there was overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson is the person that shot Charlie Kirk. And then when he gets to the debate, it starts. He says, she says, how sure are you that Charlie Kirk was killed by Tyler Robinson? He says, maybe 75, 80%. That doesn't sound overwhelming to me. That sounds like there's still, 20% reasonable doubt. I don't know. It's just, this is all so strange.
But so did Andrew Wilson by stating that he's only 75 to 85% certain. And Warren Smith in the same video agrees with Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens that they're all on the same page, that it's not 100% certain that Tyler Robinson has done this based on the evidence. But then he posts a 10-minute video only scrutinizing Candace Owens, told a bunch of lies in this video, by the way, had a lot of cognitive dissonance in this video, by the way, and didn't one time put or hold Andrew Wilson to the same standard. That's insane.
One time, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. He did, at the end of the video, scrutinize Andrew Wilson for the one little gotcha, because Andrew Wilson was not able to name any of the charges, and Candace was able to name 7 of them, all 7 off the top of her head, and then Andrew accused her of using her phone to get those answers. I mean, it was fucking disgusting, dude.
Andrew Wilson spewed in that quote-unquote debate, including the part where he was asked about the charges. Warren Smith doesn't talk about any of that. He doesn't talk about the fact that he claims to have a text message from Charlie Kirk stating that the left was going to unalive him.
Yep.
When we all know that his own wife said months ago that I have his phone. He wasn't saying this about anybody trying to hurt him. He's not talking about the fact that Andrew Wilson has since come out and delayed revealing this text message. If you know Warren Smith, if you can tag him, hundreds of people are currently under his video at my request, tagging me, telling him that I'm challenging him to a debate. Because from my understanding, he participates in public debates. People like this you have to expose. It was 10 minutes of the most cognitive dissonance I've ever seen from somebody who I respected. He used to seem like a fair person. Clearly he is compromised, biased, a dishonest human being.
All right, so watching what I didn't get to watch this before. I can see why Warren was pissed off. I can. He legit, he just dogged the shit out of him. But I still agree, man. It does seem like Warren was paid off, dude. It does. And that's not something that I would have thought previous to this would be possible for Warren Smith. Of course, I don't know the guy, but just his general demeanor and content leads me to believe that he's a very honest, genuine person. But I may be wrong.
Accept the debate, bro.
Now, let's watch the video in question.
Andrew Wilson is playing a very specific.
This is the response to Andrew Wilson versus Candace Owens. And you'll see from the beginning, he starts complimenting Andrew and talking about how she lost.
Game. Most people will not even see it. This has nothing to do with how I feel about either of these people. If you block out the noise and examine only the logic, suddenly you can see it in a different light.
Between 0 to 100, what is the likelihood that you think Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk and killed him?
Based on the evidence right now, I don't know, I'd say 75, 85%.
Candace?
And then PBD turns to Candace, and this is the most important moment in the entire debate.
0%.
0%.
I'm at 0.
So-
with what we've seen in terms of the evidence, I'm at 0%.
And that's the claim. She says there's a 0% chance.
That's a very low chance,
we're
too, I
talking
think.
certainty here.
You're not even saying that he didn't even shoot Charlie Kirk
Right.
and kill him.
I would, if you said, was he involved that day, as
Right.
I have consistently said on my platform, I would say yes, he was. I don't know what role he played, but as the shooter, 0%.
If you're convinced there's a 0% chance, there must be some evidence of that beyond just, well, I think there's room for error.
Do you have any evidence for it?
For what? My percentage?
The fact that he didn't.
Dude, she has displayed countless forms of evidence on her platform. To expect her to go over all that shit, I mean, because she goes over like a couple things per podcast. I mean, it's just overwhelming, dude. And what I'm going to do, and I made this decision yesterday, I am going to make a video citing all of the inconsistencies in the Charlie Kirk case. It will be a long video, but I want all the information out there. So what I'm doing is I'm currently downloading every single Candace Owens transcript from every single episode of her shows since September 10th, 2025. And we're going to use those transcripts to build a map of Candace Owens' thoughts when it comes to the Charlie Kirk case. Hey, babies. Hi, boogers. You big good boy, aren't you? I love you so much, my man. My little man. You need a bath, dude. I love you guys. We're my baby. I love you guys. I love you all. Look at my babies. My silly babies. All right. You like my morning get up, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have the shirt on top that makes me look like I've gotten dressed. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it when I got up. That's funny. Oh my god, that coffee's good. That coffee tastes good. Okay, let's get back into it.
He didn't shoot and kill Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
I got excited. I was like, I'm going to learn something here because I want to figure this out. Based on the evidence she presents, I will change my mind.
And just right there, look at how much of a smartass he is in the way he says this.
I'm going to learn something.
He didn't shoot and kill Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
I got excited. I was like, I'm going to learn something here because
I'm going to learn something here. He acted the same exact way during the debate with Didi Got a Podcast. Same way.
I want to figure this out. Based on the evidence she presents, I will change my mind.
Like,
you,
we should
that's
go
fine.
over the actual
Okay,
evidence that
so
we feel.
The first reason that I think it's compelling evidence is that Tyler Robinson's rifle was found near the crime scene.
That would be an example of material evidence. We have something we can actually point to. Now, you can claim there's more to it, and that's what Candace does.
It wasn't near
with
the crime
DNA.
scene. It
This
was
gets into
in the woods
really
in a
interesting
neighborhood. It
debacle.
wasn't near the
You
crime
could
scene.
have DNA on something that you've touched. You could have DNA on something that you've never touched. And to get DNA degradation, they've looked at pieces, items 20, 40 years on that don't have degradation.
Right here, she admits that items 20, 40 years on do not have degradation. Logically, therefore, degradation of DNA cannot be used to measure time.
Yes, that I agree with.
Therefore, we cannot determine whether or not Tyler Robinson was the last person to touch the gun.
But what we can determine is it was his fucking gun and he had touched it before. Warren. So this evidence isn't evidence.
Based on your claim.
Not to mention, his DNA was the most degraded on the weapon.
Yet Tyler Robinson's prints, amongst 5+ other prints, were the most degraded on that weapon.
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't actually give you any evidence in your corner for Tyler Robinson being a patsy.
Okay, there's more presence of somebody else's prints, and that could demonstrate that somebody is taking items from his house and putting it into
But it
various
also
places.
could demonstrate nothing.
Okay, I just described that for you, so I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you, so I'm going to move on from that.
This reminds me when I'm trying to debate someone about trans ideology. They're trying to explain how a man can be a woman. This doesn't make sense. Can you explain it again?
It's actually nothing like that because we're talking about facts versus fiction, right? With trans ideology, they're literally trying to argue something that isn't true, right? That is provably not true. This is not provably not true, Warren.
I can't understand it for you. I can only explain it to you. This science is very obvious, Warren. I don't know why people seem to think this is some gotcha.
What? They don't think it's some gotcha, but she said what she said. I mean, it's not that hard to understand, and she said that because it's not that hard to understand. And he's attempting not to understand it on purpose, dude. I mean, you know this game. I don't understand why you're acting. I have something in my eye. I don't understand why you're acting so oblivious to this. It makes no sense. It seems as if, though, Warren is completely different in this video.
The entire basis for why you think that there's evidence for Tyler Robinson being the person that took the shot is based off of a hearing under Utah 1102 rules, meaning that they are doing the exact same thing that I am doing.
That's a big moment. If we can't listen to anything that could be categorized as hearsay, we can't listen to your claim that someone in the French government told you about an attempted assassination plot, because that would be hearsay.
And what that means essentially is the people who are making the statements can just say, Patrick told me that he did this on Monday. Patrick's not here, and that is, they can allow that into the hearing. The entire preliminary hearing was hearsay.
Yeah, I'm fine with your inferences.
But no, you just literally said I couldn't do that. Yes, I can.
No, I didn't. I'm just saying from your inference, how do we get to Patsy?
This is how you got to Shooter.
This was not actually a debate. She's not trying to argue that her claim is stronger. She's simply trying to argue, hey, it's viable and it's okay for me to think. And I agree.
But the entire substance of your argument is that people can't infer off of evidence.
No,
That's what you're saying
it's
to
not.
me.
And somehow she spins this into Andrew saying people can't infer off evidence, which is the opposite of what I thought he was saying. I thought he was asking you for the evidence that you're using to infer your conclusion.
I'm telling you that was what the entire hearing allowed for. So the evidence that he is
Great, but
describing,
we're asking you
that
now.
he is using to argue his case, is all based on inference, not fact.
What? The court claims they have text messages in which he confesses. Pointing to that is not an inference. It's a
Well, and we can talk about that too. This Discord message time that was that communication took place was after he had already been arrested and Mirandized. How'd that happen, Warren? Is that still evidence? That's still good evidence?
fact the court claims to have that.
I'm asking how you get to the inference that even if you dispute that piece of evidence, that means Patsy. I'm looking for the logical chain for how you get to that inference.
I didn't say it equals Patsy. I think it is enough evidence that it should be explored.
The claim was there's a 0% chance Tyler Robinson did this. This is not over whether or not you can explore this or that.
It is plausible that somebody just took his gun and put it there. That's it.
That's it? Then how are you getting to Patsy?
If
This
there's
is the
100 other
state's
plausible
evidence, and they're
explanations, then Candace, why is it that we should go with this idea that it was a Patsy?
I'm not saying that we should go with the idea that it was a Patsy. I am
isn't.
saying that there is...
Oh,
There's-
I thought that was the whole defense.
No, it isn't. What she's saying is there are other things that need to be explored, and they aren't. They aren't being explored. Nothing's being looked at. The fucking police department didn't even investigate this. The FBI shouldn't have even been involved. Shit never crossed state lines. It was done at Utah Valley U by a kid who lived and is from Utah. He killed him. He went to a Utah hospital, and he was arrested by a Utah police department. Why the fuck did the FBI ever get involved in the first place? Usually with high-profile assassination, stuff like this, the FBI will say, if it hasn't crossed state lines, oh yeah, we can, give you some resources. Not the fucking FBI director jumping on a plane with a bunch of other FBI agents and running the fucking show. No. All of this is wrong.
Whole claim
No,
today.
my whole claim was that there is more evidence that he has set up
Yes.
as a patsy.
How does that equal evidence of patsy?
I don't know how many times I can say this.
That's a valid question, and the response he continues to get is, I can't understand it for you, Andrew. I can only explain it to you. Explain what?
Whenever we're dealing with logic, when we're dealing with making a logical inference, we're going to take the entire collaboration of evidence, and then we're going to make inferences from that. You would do that with any type of logical proposition. Otherwise, you could never have a true or false claim.
But you just told me I couldn't.
So
do
when
that.
that never happened. You're just making stuff up.
That's not saying you can't make inferences. He's just saying your inference doesn't add up to Patsy. It doesn't make sense. That's all he's saying. He's not saying you can't think.
So I asked you how, with the inference you made, you got to the conclusion.
Okay, so I would like to know how you got to the conclusion. And I'm just going to throw it right back at you because
Yeah,
for some
that's
reason
fair.
you permit yourself to do it, and that's what I'm demonstrating is that you permit yourself to do it, and then you say when I do it, it's a conspiracy.
But what about Andrew Wilson's inference does not make sense? Confession, gun found, DNA, security footage.
All of the evidence that opposes that evidence, you fucking moron. You know why your video sucks here, Warren? It's not because you're not intelligent or whatever. You're a very smart individual. I mean, I've really enjoyed your content up to now. I'm so fucking disappointed. Your problem is you're not open to this information. That's your problem. You're not. You're closed off to it. You've either made up your mind in what you are willing to explore, or you've been paid off. It's one or the other.
Inference. Which one of those doesn't make sense?
If you're asking for my inference, why I think it's Tyler Robinson's, because Tyler Robinson said in his text messages, you'll be able to see me on security footage at the campus. Said it in his own messages. On top of that, twigs, yes, you can pull them up if you want to fact check that. He did say.
Now, this is one thing that Candace forgot about. One thing that Tyler said in some text messages. I mean, it's a pretty big thing to forget, but she forgets and has to be reminded.
On
Yeah,
top
I would.
of
I'm
that-
sorry. I actually think I really did miss that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I
Yeah.
don't remember him saying you're going to see me in.
Yeah, I'm
in
paraphrasing.
footage.
Can
but
we
it was
pull that
close to
up?
it.
Yeah,
If
I
you
don't-
may
I
have
think
it.
that's
by the
not
way-
right.
Pull it.
Right there, she said, yeah, I don't think that's right.
It was me. Look at the pictures from the surveillance footage. It was me. Okay. I literally said to you, it's not an oof. I said I didn't remember this, and I'm happy to have a fact check on that. Okay. I didn't call for the fact check saying you're wrong. I literally said I
Okay.
don't remember that.
Well, rewind. But whatever.
Okay.
So when we're talking about the
Whatever. Why is he so against Candace? He literally said at the beginning of this isn't how I feel about each person. It's about logic. Dude, I agree with Dee Dee. Disingenuous.
messages themselves, they seem totally valid. I have no idea why they wouldn't be valid. And I have not heard any good explanation for why it is that these messages should even be questioned.
Parking aside the intuition of just something feels wrong here, which you should follow your intuition.
But it has to be tempered with logic, reason, explanatory power, and evidence, not just intuition.
That's why we're parking it aside. Intuition's the first step.
But we don't get to the second step. She just continues to talk about intuition.
Nobody came in medium, right? No one came in like there were some interesting aspects. This was a little suspect. But I do think it's enough to go to trial. They all came in like they were passing away and we're going to die from being
Well, they're
overwhelmed.
trusting their intuition.
Okay.
I guess we still haven't parked it. All right.
Parking that aside. Parking
Okay.
aside just your general intuition that sometimes might be second messages.
What did she just say?
Could there be someone who logged into his Discord intuition that sometimes might be second messages?
What did she just
Yeah,
say?
she did fumble her words
Could
there.
there be someone who logged into his Discord? Could there be someone who
Was it necessary to point that out, Warren? That she fumbled her words there? Was that necessary?
logged in to his Apple?
I mean, it's possible. Do we have any evidence indicating that?
George could be sending text messages.
Yes, we do have evidence indicating that, Warren. The Discord message that he was sending Lance Twiggs was after he was already arrested. How did that happen? I'm pretty sure when you get arrested, you don't have a fucking cell phone in your cell. So, pretty sure he was never bailed out either, so. I don't know. Maybe Warren's just uninformed.
Right now, we are married. He has every login that I have. And remember, he's up for a death sentence.
So there's room for doubt. Andrew even says that himself. That's totally fine.
That discovery was not met by the time I got to preliminary hearing. So I remain unconvinced by these text messages. Just as you feel convinced by them, I feel unconvinced by them.
Okay.
Remaining unconvinced is different than saying there's a 0% chance he pulled the trigger. That's convinced. What convinced you?
We never get to the thing that I am disputing.
Well, I was just providing an answer. We were coming back in from a break.
It didn't look like she wanted to have a debate. She just needed to make it through this thing, and she's very good at that.
Here's the questions that I have.
Wait, before we get into that, I would like to just reply to that. So just to be clear, we agreed to debate our claims, and then I agreed publicly that I have no issues having a conversation with you about other things that I've discussed that were outside of the court hearing and things like other evidence that's come across our lap and things that we've been speaking about. But I just do want to make it clear to viewers that for whatever reason you think that you have a right to sort of depose me.
I'm not deposing you. I just want to ask you some questions.
She's walking a tightrope here. She's not trying to argue that her claim is more viable than Andrew's.
Now, we have been through 9 minutes and 10 seconds of a video. Nothing yet. Not one thing about Andrew Wilson. Not one.
Kept saying I'm Joe Rogan. They have no evidence. They have no evidence. And now you're like, let's move away from the evidence.
You
Let's talk about transcendentals.
yeah, okay. Anyway.
Candace makes a good argument that, hey, I'm just coming to my own conclusions. I'm just thinking independently.
So why are you so upset when people say they don't find it
If
convincing?
that was the limitation of the claims that you made, if it was just, wait a second, there's a little bit of problems, there's some problems in this case that I have questions for that I want answers to, nobody'd have a problem, actually. At least of all me.
The people who have their minds made up will likely attack even me for saying this, and that's okay though. What is the alternative? I'm not going to compromise on logic itself.
A lot of this.
We're not attacking you because of because of your position, Warren. We're attacking you because of the position you've taken within your position. Does that make sense to you? All right, it's the way you're conducting yourself.
Conjecture that's based on literally nothing, that leads from no inferences whatsoever. Like, you couldn't even infer it logically. That's the problem. The problem has never been whether or not you just said, you know, there's not enough in this case so far until we get to the trial. I remain unconvinced. I'm sure there's tons of people who remain unconvinced yet until we get to the trial. I think that's fine. I think it's fine there's people who are convinced too. That's never been my problem. My problem is the claims which are external to that.
She got Andrew on the ropes in that one interaction, being able to recall the 7 counts, though.
Now, do you see how he said that? Look at how he says this. Like, he's so irritated that Candace want an exchange.
She got Andrew on the ropes in that one interaction, being able to recall the 7 counts.
Being able to recall the 7 counts. Ugh. Well, what the fuck?
Though it's not that relevant to who actually killed Charlie Kirk. That's the thing about facts and logic. It's either there or isn't. You can attack the credibility. You can try and embarrass. It's like a truck driver can put forth logic. A professor can fail to put forth logic. But that was well played on her part. Beyond that, I'm not seeing much. How are you 100% sure that Tyler Robinson did not pull the trigger? And that's the claim.
I don't know. Maybe go do some fucking research, bro. Go watch her show. It's that easy, dude. I mean, you don't even have to watch her show. You don't even have to watch her show. Get on ChatGPT and have ChatGPT give you a summary of the evidence that she's come up with. It's that easy. You can do that. Let's see what it says. Let's see what we can just from a simple search. Hey, Nova. No, my assistant's name is Nova. Do me a favor and make me a bombastic list of all of the claims and problems with the Charlie Kirk assassination case that Candace Owens has exposed on her show, make me an extensive list in the form of a PDF and report back. Take your time on this, please. All right, so we'll wait for that to happen, and we'll move on. Now, we're going to go back. Oh. Hold on here. Why doesn't this... What the fuck? Oh, there it was. Okay.
Welcome back to another episode of, I'm not going to give them out by stating that, oh, just because I hold my the excess scrutinies and
You get to what I'm interested in.
work was extremely one-sided and
Okay.
I know it was just a short video. It wasn't exhaustive at all. Can you and I agree your analysis was extremely one-sided and extremely misleading?
Okay, I would love to hear how that is. My goal with that video is to describe the dynamics I see through the lens solely of the prompt. So based on the prompt, what did I see? The good, the bad, from both. I gave, in your tweet, you claimed I did not
He did not. There was no the good and the bad from both. We just watched the video, guys.
say anything about any negatives towards Andrew, which is not true. I pointed out his failure to be able to list one of the charges. So, what was unfair?
Okay, fair. I don't know why I don't remember that. Maybe you said that at the very
It's because it was
I
in the
clicked off your
closing of the
with,
video.
Like, I think like 30 seconds left. I literally watched just about all of it. So unless you
It was literally in the last minute.
mentioned it right before the video ended, I don't remember you speaking about that. But it was extremely unfair in my opinion, respectfully, because I mean there's a lot of things. I took notes here. Let's talk about a few things with Mr. Andrew Wilson. Well, before we get into that, let me ask you, do you agree with the assessment? How convinced are you that Tyler Robinson took out Charlie?
I would agree with Andrew, 75 to 85. I think that was
He doesn't know anything about the case, first of all. He shouldn't even have an opinion.
pretty a good approach. If you were to ask me where would I put my money, if I had to put all my money in my bank account onto what I think happened, based on the evidence that I can see, based on the analysis and all the indicators, I would put my money. I think I have the most chance of a return by putting it on Tyler Robinson.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
I would definitely disagree. Would you say that there's overwhelming evidence?
What do you mean by overwhelming? I think there's more evidence to indicate that than anything else.
Okay. Okay. So you wouldn't
I don't know
describe
what
it necessarily as
overwhelms you.
overwhelming.
Now, that was the first backhanded comment. I don't know what overwhelmed you, and it's just the first of many.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
No. What I asked you was, so you wouldn't describe it necessarily as overwhelming?
I don't know what overwhelmed. That's subjective.
Fair.
I don't know what you mean by. I mean, do you
Fair.
see a more like? What would you put your money on? Do you?
I don't believe that Charlie Kirk was taken out by Tyler Robinson all by his lonesome from the rooftop of the Lozy Center. But the reason why I wanted to establish that before I got into the Andrew thing is because he states that there is overwhelming evidence that Charlie Kirk was pow by Tyler Robinson. But then he says he's only 75 to 85% sure, which is not overwhelming at all.
Not at all, not even close.
But again, overwhelming. What is overwhelming to you might not be overwhelming to me.
Overwhelming obviously states something that's beyond a reasonable doubt, Warren. I hate this bullshit.
We can look
wouldn't
up the
suggest
definition of
getting
the word.
fixated
There you
on
go.
that.
Okay.
Look up
But
the
I think if
definition.
we're going to go with someone being overly invested in a position without something to back it up, Candace Owens said there was a 0% chance Tyler Robinson is the one who pulled the trigger. Do you have a problem with that claim?
I don't like to delve into absolutes, so if I was in Candace's position, maybe I wouldn't have said the number 0. However, I will state, if I remember correctly, and you all fact check me on this, I believe it was how convinced are you? I believe the question was how
Okay,
convinced
so
are
he's
you?
100% convinced.
Yeah. And I understand where Candace is coming from with that. And we're going to
Okay,
get
could
into
you
the
explain
evidence
that? Okay, I would love to get into that as soon as
today.
possible.
Heck yeah.
Now, do you see what he said there? I would love to get into that as soon as possible, the evidence, right? That surprises me. Because throughout the whole thing, when he's trying to present evidence to him, he's just a smartass the whole fucking time. And at the end, pay attention, we won't be watching this whole thing. It's a couple hours long. Yeah, two and a half hours long. But we'll skip through. Now, let's note his demeanor here.
I used to do ninjutsu because I detail.
Is this the sliding, the knee sliding thing? This
Why is
is
it the least present on the gun? If he touched it the most recent.
I got you. Yeah, no, it sounds strange. And I don't know about DNA. I was just going off of what Candace said herself. What I've heard from opposition is that there are other explanations, and that's not necessarily evidence. And I don't know enough about it to really go beyond that.
Right. Not to
It's
mention
not
that.
necessarily evidence.
Right. Not to mention that it was also testified by an FBA analyst during the preliminary hearing that finding somebody's DNA on something doesn't even mean that they've touched it before. Even though I'm not
Right.
arguing that here, we can believe that the gun was owned by Tyler. But it's important to put that out there too.
Yeah. That's why.
Let's talk about the footage of him on the roof.
look at his
This is
demeanor.
where so many things are wrong. Would you like to talk about that evidence?
Yeah.
Number one, can we both agree that there's no proof that that's Tyler Robinson?
Yeah, I can't tell from the video. If you were to show me that video, it'd say, is this enough to ID any of these 10 people in a lineup? I wouldn't be able to pick him out of a lineup.
I agree. Can we also agree that it's extremely strange that he was doing a lateral crawl like an experienced
shit.
military? Have you seen that?
Oh shit, dude! This is when I started to get really, really annoyed with Warren. He starts to not only be unkind in his fucking ridiculous approach, but he's a straight up smartass the whole time, and you can see Dee Dee's eyes like squint in confusion, like, why are you being like this, dude? I don't understand. And he calls him out several times. I don't know if you're being cynical. You know, he's never talked to the guy before, so he doesn't know what his demeanor is like, and that makes sense to me, but it's bad.
Dude, the lateral crawl, though, but I'll to be honest, I struggle with this one because I've done that same movement myself.
Explain.
Well,
Now, do you see how he's stopping here, dude? And he does that so many times during the debate, as if he's listening to somebody's cues as to what to say. I mean, I could be wrong, obviously, but that's just what it looks like.
so
Do you have military background?
You see that? He's listening.
no, but I hunt. When I was a kid, we played paintball, stuff like that. I used to do ninjutsu. And we would like sneak up on each other and do stealth, and you're holding sticks often. And whenever you're holding something, I would find myself just naturally, when you're trying to hold something in your hand and stay low, your body inadvertently does that motion. So there's that. I'm not familiar with the advanced military technique of it though, but it looks the same to me.
Are you okay with me sharing the video?
Yeah.
Let's watch this together, and we can assess what we make of this. This is the 4K footage they claimed in court.
Yeah, dude, it looked just like that when I was playing paintball. That's why I struggle with this, because me, when I was in my
I want to
ninja,
show you
Sorry, I'll show
side
it.
by side, so you can actually see a real military man do that alongside this person on the rooftop. Let's bring in that side by side clip. Here we go.
Damn, look at that. It's very similar,
General
but
action right there is no.
when I was
Tyler
just in
Robinson was not doing that, bro. I refuse to believe it. But me,
It's too
my
advanced.
opinion is
It's
not
too
enough.
advanced, right?
As a lateral crawl.
I mean, that does take a lot of
There,
practice.
and we're running that back and forth there.
But just keep listening to this part.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
cool. I'm cool with. That's a funny. You stupid dude.
There we go. Something forward. And we can watch that again. Something forward. Again. But more importantly than
I mean, just for them to claim this is 4K footage
There
that
you
they can
go, there's
ID
that
somebody with
unfolding
is
again.
ridiculous. Why does my shit keep doing that? What's going on today? This has happened twice. I might have to restart my shit. I don't know what's going on, but it's acting mad weird. What is going on? What the actual fuck?
Hoping to get to what I'm interested in is why you wanted to have this debate to begin with, because the response just to my it's gone beyond just disagreement, and it's more like I'm questioning
But there's good
Someone-
reason to here, Warren. There's very, none about this makes sense, bro. Here's the video.
We have
So watch his legs change. He's bending both legs, and then he's limping again. Now he's bending both legs. Look at that. There's no
wait a
rifle.
minute.
Dude, listen. If you
Bending
look
both
at this
legs.
man's... If you look at that pant leg and you think there's a fucking rifle there, dude... What does that look like right there? That looks like his phone. There's nothing here. There's nothing down his pants.
Look at that.
There's no gun sticking up.
There's no
Wait a
rifle.
minute.
Huh?
All right. Can you just play it again?
Sure.
time and the images that we have from my viewing and seeing that.
It looks like something's in his right leg to me.
What? Let me look again.
The images that we have.
Right leg. Okay, that's closest to the wall.
Yeah.
He's bending right there.
Yeah, you can still bend it. You can see it right there. It looks like that looks to me like just above his knee.
Yeah, looks
It
like a
looks
phone
like,
in his
uh,
I
pocket.
see something there.
That's
Yep,
that's
it
a
looks like
fucking that's a
But
30-06, Warren.
How are you able to bend your leg fully like that?
Because it
If
only
you have a-
extends. It only extends to his knees. Is what I'm guessing, and I'm guessing it's poked up here. So like, if I were to put a rifle down there, I would have my kneecap to up here. So when people appendix carry pistols, the pistol's poking up to your belly button. That rifle can be way up here under your shirt. I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, it looks like he's got a 30-06 under his tight shirt for sure. Yeah. And Warren, I don't want to make you feel like a moron here. I don't know if you shoot or not, but if you had a rifle in your pants and it stopped there, where do you think? How long do you think a rifle is? All right, when you hold it to your shoulder, it comes out to, I'd say, well past there, right? You think there's a rifle there? You think there's a rifle there, even torn down? Come on, dude. So sick of this shit. I feel like so many people that I look up to are compromised, and there's nothing you can do about it,
And
man.
that's what's going on there. That's why he's
Just a
able
bunch
to
of
bend at
disappointment.
his knee.
have
Watch his
So you-
shirt. Yeah, I think
Okay,
that's what we're saying.
All right, I'll agree that may be possible. I still find it strange. But wouldn't that mean that
Enough. If
he left
I get needed to,
the roof and then they say he reassembled it in the wood? That doesn't make sense.
my guess, my guess is you would bring a screwdriver potentially to be able to change your scope if you needed to, but you would probably have all that zeroed in ahead of time. I
Well,
don't
no,
know.
I agree,
haven't
but
even
that's
looked
not what
into
I'm
any of
stating.
this. Okay.
I'm
That's my whole point. I haven't even looked into any of this. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, and yet he's disregarding what he's saying blatantly. We're going to stop the video there. Well, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to the end.
for a number of years, I would have clocked the sarcasm and passive aggressive. If I had nicked to top.
finding a rifle that they say belonged to his grandfather, and then security footage. Uh, there are things that are strange. People should think for themselves, but also don't lash out at people who are the ones who are actually don't have their minds made up, who are actually leaving room for the unknown.
But you say this, you don't have your mind made up, but the position you seem to take doesn't seem that way at all.
No, I've made it as clear as I can where I think it is more likely, like if I were to put my money, actual money, on what I based on what is available, based on the data points, what would most likely yield a return on my investment, that's where I would put my money. It's not that I feel a certain way about Candace or Andrew.
Yeah.
That's just rational thought.
Okay. Hey, I have to state here before you go, man. It's a bit. I'm new to this, and I think it's very clear how naive I am to discussing topics with people that I deem to be intelligent, and I mean that genuinely, who decide to be misleading with their intent. And just
I apologize.
Very passive aggressive. No,
I
I do want
apologize
to say
if
this
that
out
was
loud.
manipulative.
It kind of scares me. I'm going to be honest. That's a bit dangerous to me. I'm afraid of people like you, bro, because people like you that can come off that way. Maybe if I had known you for a number of years, I would have clocked the sarcasm and passive aggressive energy a lot sooner. But because I don't know you, in your videos, you come off as very laid back and reserved. That I just truly felt like this was your approach. But you're one of those people you gotta watch, man, because I guess you think you're so smart that you can get one over on a person you don't deem to be intelligent, and there's like an inside joke happening the entire time, and I'm the only one that don't understand it. It's extremely rude, and I think it undermines
Rude prick.
you and your intelligence to approach a conversation about a case that you clearly don't know very much about.
And he admitted to not knowing anything about it. I haven't looked into any of this. And yet, he was a complete and utter dismissive asshole the entire conversation.
Well, I don't mean, I apologize if it is rude. It just kind
Of course,
started
when is
playing
being
out that
passive
way.
aggressive in a serious conversation not rude?
I wasn't trying to be passive. I wasn't passive aggressive.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah, you
different-
were.
I'm not being aggressive. Like, what would an example of me being aggressive be in this
Saying you need to be careful 4 times during the debate. That would be an example.
conversation?
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can label these things to people, but you are a nice guy, man.
Sure. I actually believe that you're
not-
serious when you say that, and part of the
You
reason
are,
I
yeah.
believe that is because I am a nice guy. I'm not a rude person.
You are, yeah.
I'm a passionate person. But then you have people who think that they're so smart that certain people in conversations are beneath them. Not here.
Look, to be fair, it started as a point where I was trying to make a point about Candace, and I genuinely felt let down. Like she just kind of like wussed out.
That's how me and many others felt about your video, brother. I think it was very superficial, and I think the way you're covering this case is very superficial. Or I should say, covering the way you covered the debate. It was
Fair
very
enough,
one-sided.
man.
You say you mentioned Andrew. You mentioned at the very ending. Of course, you're free to do and talk whatever you want about. Talk about whatever you want in your videos, for sure. All I'm gonna say is I have a right as a person that respected you and your views to be a bit more objective.
You said have you watched my content before this, or was this you just kind of like upset with me for talking about Candace?
No, that's the reason I had an issue with it. Like I was like, dude, your content is super dope. You're like common sense. You're very objective, or at least you came off as very objective. So that's what led me to that conclusion. I wouldn't have known.
Why does it upset you that like what I said in that video? Like why would that mean you're not going to talk to me?
Well, I didn't say I'm not going to talk to you, bro. I didn't say that.
Yeah, he never said he wasn't going to talk to him. He said that he didn't appreciate his passive aggressive demeanor during the entire debate.
All I'm asking for is just like don't let disagreement over.
I totally agree. I don't hate you. I don't dislike you. I was just disappointed in the video. Humans, we're always going to disagree on something. There's no beef here at all. I still respect you as a intellectual, despite you not giving me the same respect.
I'm trying. I
don't need you to try, bro. I love that.
Respect, to be honest with you, Warren.
I love that he said, "I don't want your respect." I fucking love that, dude. Good for you, DD. For real.
That's all that matters. I think it's cornball behavior to approach another grown man with that approach, right? If you were speaking to an idiot or somebody you deemed to be an idiot, which is probably your perspective, I would better understand. I'm an educated man. That was unnecessary to approach it. You cheated the audience.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where does this coming from? Something? Are you like reading comments or something?
No.
Like what caused this flip? Because I was like, I feel
because
yeah.
your sarcasm and your passive aggressiveness picked up at the end, and you specifically said, "I've been sarcastic throughout this entire interview."
Yes, he did.
Oh, I didn't mean, don't take it that way, dude. I mean, there was like
I shouldn't trust what you tell me.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm genuinely trying to explore these things and make certain points. I'm not.
He's so full of shit.
Pretending to think these things, like
what an asshole.
Well, let's do this. It's 9:38. You are open to have a conversation at the very least. I do
it's
mean
cool.
it when I say I appreciate
cool.
that part. Do what?
That's the
we
end.
Gotta run. I know it's late. Don't worry about it.
We gotta run. I know it's late. Don't worry about it. Fuck. So I'm gonna conclude this, but I gotta say, I mean, dislike that. Because this is on Warren's. I didn't realize I went back to Warren's channel, damn it. Let me make sure. Oh, why the fuck isn't it giving me my previous searches? Shit pisses me off. Yeah, it's like his video. His live. And yeah, man, it's... You got 4 channels, bro. You don't need 4 channels for just you, homie. Although, yeah, damn, not too bad. 5, 10K subscribers on each one of them. I don't even have 700 subscribers. Good job, brother. Okay. Oops.
This is one of the best.
And I want to do this live. See this? Don't recommend channel. I don't want to see Warren Smith anymore on my shit, dude. I don't watch disingenuous people, and he was the most genuine person I've been watching. It really breaks my heart. I fucking loved Andrew Wilson too, bro. Loved watching him. His position destroyed it for me. Destroyed it. And don't get me wrong. People can disagree with what I think, of course, but it's the way you handle yourself in your disagreement. I just never expected it, man. I never expected it. Really didn't. Caroline Levitt's going to Fox? No shit. It's cool. Why the... Dude, I gotta refresh so I don't see his dumbass face anymore. I'm pissed at him, dude. I'm pissed. I think I'm more pissed not about what he did, but his letting me down. He let me down. He let the viewers down, bro. He really did. But I gained a follow. Indeed, he got a podcast, so... Good switch. Good pivot. Okay, so let's watch this one. This is an episode of Crowder put out 18 hours ago. And I believe we're talking about a play that the left has produced about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Let's watch.
What you are seeing right now from the Tuckers, from the MTGs, from the Candaces specifically, that I've never seen before is not a disagreement of opinion, but exclusively leading with character assassination against those on the right. And it's incessant. And the left loves it. This should be a wake-up call today. This is an important day. It really is. When you look at those primary results and you look at the debate that took place last week and you look at the fracturing on the right, and then I want you to bring into that this touring the country drag show that specifically mocks, celebrates, and is put together poorly from a creative standpoint. The assassination of Charlie Kirk. Here's the quick clip you've probably seen on X. So the tour is it's Turning Point U.S. Gay, and it's hosted by the drag queen Erica Quirk. They've raised $50,000 for the ACLU. Good bedfellows.
What?
So think about that. Mocking the assassination of Charlie Kirk is actually a fundraising effort for the ACLU. And I want you to see the rest of this, because those who are fracturing the right, the left hates you just as much. They see you as useful tools. They mock Charlie and Erica Kirk and Vance and all the people who folks
Fuck
like
Erica.
Candace and MTG and Tucker claim to hate, and they mock those people too. But they want to support it. They want to support, and we'll show you other clips, people like Candace and Tucker, those who are exclusively attacking the right. And before I get to that,
Okay, first of all, I want to call Steven Crowder out for being a snake and sending his team with Andrew Wilson, unbeknownst to Candace Owens, to surprise her at her home, and purposely not mentioning that beforehand, even though she asked several times who was coming to her home. I think it was rude. I think it was backhanded. I think it was childish and disrespectful. And it's like you people are stuck on disrespect. It's like you like being disrespect. I mean, this man is sitting here talking about, what it seems like is he wants the people on the right to come together and stop fighting. You know what I think this is? I think this is a very good example of what not to do. Let me explain that. I have beliefs that run parallel with conservatives. All right, I believe that our borders should be closed. I think you should deport illegal citizens or illegal aliens. If you're not a citizen of this country, you don't belong here, unless you're visiting or you're coming in legally, of course. I do not mind immigration as long as it's done within the confines of the law. We have to stop letting the left define what it means to not want people to come in illegally. All right, so it seems as if we've come to the point where something degrading of the right. Then it's what, you know what? No. Hold on. Let's restart. I gotta get off this subject because I'm starting to get upset here. I'm pissy. And I don't want to get upset and pissy. I want to have a good day. So, we're going to move on. I have said what I wanted to say. I've unsubscribed from Warren Smith. Sadly. Breaks my fucking heart, dude. I really enjoyed his content. Watch his content every time a new video comes out. I have my notification bell and everything. I really enjoyed his content. Breaks my heart I had to fucking take him off my shit. If he comes out with an apology video, I'll watch him again. But unless he apologizes to Didi, I want nothing to do with his content. Straight up. I don't have time for it. I don't watch people Even if they have good content, who aren't genuine. Nope. No thanks.
There's a movie that we're working on now that, trying to figure out what will work for me. And so there's a movie about guys who've been out of society for years and years and years, and then they come back and they don't recognize society as society anymore. And that's I think that I want to play that.
I'd love to see that. You could
guys who've been in prison for 25 years and get out.
I see, because I could see you could have like a Brendan Fraser moment, where something.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't because of your political views.
Well, no. I think you can. I want to. I think this closed society thing has been, and the idea of the good thing about Hollywood is it's such a whorish mentality that if you make money, you're back in kind of thing. Like fuck it, let's bring him in. Because there's the fear of losing their jobs and their positions and the cushy jobs and things is higher than their hatred for your political views. And I'm telling you, these guys, I get calls, and I'm not lying about this. Literally, like Academy Award-winning actor son called me, and he's like, I wish I could talk like you do. I agree with you. And I went, don't do it. It's not good for you. You're a younger guy. I'm 60. I got to make a bunch of movies. This is a young guy, and I went like, don't put yourself out there in that situation because they'll. Whether they like you or not, they're going to feel forced to cancel you, and then you lose out on opportunities. And I said, talk to your driver, talk to your makeup lady, talk to the other actors who are open to it. The one-on-one conversations, I think you have the most success. I had a famous confrontation with Robert De Niro at the Saturday Night Live, and he was angry, and I literally, because I'm a Trump supporter, and I guess it was funny because. He recognized me, and he must have seen some of the social media stuff that I put out there. And I just assumed famous people never see it, but he must have. And I remember he's kind of angry. He was, at me when I saw him there. And I just remember, I reached out to him and touched his arm and said, I love you. And he's like, I really love you. I love you. And it just calmed him down. It's like, it's that one-on-one, if you reach out and you go, hey, there's all this, that ugliness and stuff, if we can just talk one-on-one, I think you can get through it. And my position is you're only canceled if you let yourself get swallowed into that. And I just won't. I'm going to still work and do what I can.
Good for him.
And just like have my own, figure out a way to get through it to the audience that I'm able to get to.
Hell
and
yeah.
let go of it. And so in a way, it was the best thing that could have happened to me.
Good for him. Good for him. They should be squeezing her so hard right now, teaching her a fucking lesson. I hate this person. Waste. Yeah.
Parenting was hard.
I'm really good at outsmarting my mom. So if you put a padlock, see, I don't know the code, 3, 4.
Why did I put a padlock on?
Because I went into the garage to grab an alcoholic beverage because I want to know what it tastes like. I'm sure any 14-year-old kid has done this in the past.
And you got in big trouble for it?
Big trouble. Got my Wi-Fi password changed. I cracked it in like 30 minutes. So, I did, yeah.
Little
but
shit.
You're still in big trouble. Anyways, keep going.
I'm making this video so that your parents at home can do this better. All you need is a flathead screwdriver. You need to see that third pin in the second front pin. Pull that back first, and then get to the very front, and then just push down and pull back, and it will come open.
Hey, get it!
That's my wife in the truck here in Snohomish County, Washington.
Parenting was hard.
I'm really good at outsmarting
I gotta
my
block
mom.
this
so
dude.
She put a padlock. See, I don't know the code. 3, 4.
I don't like people that use other people's
That's my wife in the
content as
truck.
their
Let's say
content.
there's a black kid right now. Would you rather have that black kid have a role model be Kendrick Lamar or Clarence Thomas?
Kendrick, obviously.
So not the black American on the United States Supreme Court.
No, he's trying to ban interracial marriage. He's trying to like do all.
Wow, no, he's in an interracial marriage.
He literally like.
He's married to a white woman.
Yeah, I know the Roe v. Wade
So
thing like goes against.
He's trying to ban his own marriage?
Yes.
I thought I've
I'm
heard
sorry to break
everything.
it to you.
So full of
Wait, hold on.
shit.
So just to be clear, that's fine. This is a difference in worldview. We have clarity but not agreement. You'd rather have Kendrick Lamar,
Yeah.
who sleeps around with everything that moves.
Who is a poet who won a Nobel
versus-
Prize? Who?
Right, no, versus Clarence Thomas, who grew up in the antebellum South, who's a U.S. Supreme Court justice, one of the smartest people ever to serve on the Supreme Court as a black American. And that's the difference, is that we as conservatives think that Clarence Thomas is a far better role model for black America than just some rapper. Let's say there's a...
When you shoot the ball, how far back do you bring it?
Well, I take it up to the side, Red, where I can see it out of the corner of my eye. The one thing that I've always learned, if I brought it back any further than that, it's more of a throw than a shot. So I take it up, I feel more comfortable. I just take it to the side of my head.
God, he was so
and just follow
smooth.
through.
When you take it too far back, what happens?
I don't have really no direction with the ball. I don't really know where it's going to go. It's more of a throw. Of course, me, you know.
God, he was so good.
What is Elon Musk doing with his money? He's about to become a trillionaire.
He is a trillionaire. Yeah,
Where's
he's a
that money? He
trillionaire.
could save a few countries with that money.
Yeah, he could. That's
Is he
true.
going to? No.
No.
People who have that much money, it's like, what do you think? You're going to live forever, Elon?
Who the fuck? What business is it of yours, bitch? I didn't realize that I was still full screen. Sorry about that.
What is Elon Musk doing with his money? He's about to become a trillionaire.
When people ask about
Where's that
people's
money? He could
when people ask about people's personal money, it just enrages me. It's none of your fucking business. None of your business what Elon Musk is doing with his money. It's his money. Fuck off.
save a few countries with that money.
Yeah, he could. That's
Is he
true.
going to? No.
No.
People who have that much money, it's like, what do you think? You're going to live forever, Elon? Come on.
Wait, so a few points, Joy. Less than 0.1% of Elon's total net worth is actual cash sitting in the bank. That's around 1 or 2 billion at most. The rest of it, meaning 99.9% of it, is pure stocks and ownership in his companies like SpaceX, Tesla, and others. Now, those companies have created over 160,000 direct jobs, over 600,000 indirect jobs through their supply chains, and well over 500,000 more induced jobs from broader economic activity. So if
We're gonna
we do the
email
math,
Elon.
at least
Best
1
way we
million
can.
people globally are able to put bread on their table thanks to the jobs that Elon's companies created. Now, on the other hand, you, Joy, you are worth $30 million. And unlike Elon, you haven't created any jobs. You're not a founder or owner of a scalable company. And so most of it, if not all of your $30 million
Is liquid.
is actual money ready to be spent. $30 million, that is generational wealth. And as you just said, are you gonna live forever, Elon? Are you gonna live forever, Joy? Why aren't you giving away your money? With just, I don't know, 1/3 of it, you could probably feed 3,000 people for an entire year. Like in your situation, in terms of cake, that would be cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Cake for life. So Joy, $30 million. When do you start your giveaway?
What is Elon Musk doing with his money? He's about to become a trillionaire.
He is a trillionaire. Yeah,
Where's
he's a
that money? He
trillionaire.
could save a few countries with that money.
Yeah, he could.
Is he
That's
going to? No.
No.
People who have that much money, it's like, what do you think? You're going to live forever, Elon? Come on.
Wait, so a few points, Joy. Less than 0.1%.
Was he actually there? Because this seems like it was fake. They stayed quiet the whole time he spoke? That's crazy. You wouldn't have guessed that. I like this. This is good. I'll subscribe.
The representative from Texas, Brandon Gill's got him pretty good here.
Is it a good thing that President Trump secured the border?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
I think that Stephen Miller has squandered what used to be a signature issue for.
I'm asking if is it a
president.
good thing that our border is secure?
I think our border has been secure for quite some time.
Our border was secure during the Biden administration?
Yes.
That is your testimony?
Really?
It's my belief, yeah. It's my opinion.
How many illegal aliens came into the country during the Biden administration?
Whatever it wasn't the number that Mark Krikorian just cited.
You don't think it was 10 million?
It came out of whole cloth.
It could have been quite a bit higher. So would you agree that there are fewer illegal aliens entering the country now than there were entering during the Biden administration?
That isn't an area of my expertise, so I wouldn't.
Jesus Christ, these people.
Disagree with that.
You spend a lot of time in the immigration space. You can't tell me whether there are fewer illegal aliens coming into the country now than there were during the Biden administration.
I can't. I mean, that is not something like that. That's an area of my expertise. I've been
Pathetic.
spending too much
I
of my
think
time
most people
defending civil
who are
rights of
awake
my neighbors in
can
Los
say
Angeles.
that there are fewer illegal aliens coming into the country right now. It's astounding that you won't at least admit that. Should illegal aliens receive taxpayer-funded unemployment benefits?
It's not an area of my expertise.
It's a simple fucking question. I hate these people, bro. I hate them. Hate them. Whose page is this? Whose page? Yep, see? Don't recommend this to me. I don't watch channels that use other people's content for their own to get tens of thousands of subscribers. Fuck you users, dude. You're all piece of shit motherfuckers, dude, making money off other people's content. And I hope you lose everything. What the hell is going on with
Well,
Mr.
the
Beast?
Mr. Beast scam situation is pretty crazy. Lunchly, sales are down 97%. Wow. If you don't know, Lunchly is that food, the stuff that look like flipping.
Who gives a shit?
Began in September, and Logan Paul announced
I don't know, man.
which is their direct assault on Lunchable's $1 billion post come with a little drink. The timing was perfect, dropping right before the new school year when parents were already stressing about what to pack in their a healthier choice compared to Lunchables, targeting health-conscious parents. Lunchly to Lunchables
It wasn't.
to show that their product is much more superior.
Lunchly versus Lunchables.
With Lunchly, yeah, if I saw these three offering me something and I was on my deathbed, I would probably just cop out. I would just say, look, just let me be. You know?
Starting from the ingredients.
Our pizza uses real cheese. Theirs, as it says on their box, is mozzarella pasteurized prepared cheese product. They can't even call it real cheese.
To compare the calories in each product,
22 grams of sugar.
10 grams of sugar.
7 grams of protein.
9 grams of protein.
while openly complaining about how bad Lunchables are.
Come in close and look at the queso cheese in Lunchly versus whatever that is. Drip versus stick. I like my cheese drippy, bruh. This is a Lunchly salsa right here. Look at the consistency, the texture. And this is Lunchly.
Yeah, like we should be taking food advice and, health advice from Logan Paul, the Paul brothers, yeah? Right on.
Look, it's watery. I can't even look at that.
They also have a dedicated section on the main website just to highlight how Lunchly is much healthier than Lunchables. Within weeks, Lunchly secured shelf space at major grocery retailers like Kroger's. Seemed perfect. The hype was at 35 to 35% of calories from saturated fat, way above the USDA's recommendation.
Yeah,
of
that's
just
crazy.
12% for school
Really?
lunches. Additionally, each of their meals contain 12 to 14% of calories from added sugars, which fails to meet the USDA recommendation that
That's
kids'
a lot.
lunches contain 10% or less calories from sugar. This growing nutritional backlash was already spreading across social media, but it wasn't until Dan TDM, one of the most respected family-friendly creators on the platform with nearly 30 million subscribers,
Damn,
joined the
30 mil.
conversation. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans?
Yeah, he's absolutely right. You know, you really think that these three people really have those kids?
Well, I don't think that's a huge scam. I don't think it's crazy, but yeah, it's kind of shitty. What counts? Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah, everything pretty much counts as a view now once they start watching it, I think. Hey, leave her alone. Nah, yeah, I know you're cute, but leave her alone, you little brat. Look at this kid. Look at this kid. Are you so adorable? Are you just so cute? Yes, you are. I see my baby. I see my little girl. I do. Adorable, aren't you? Yes, you are. I love you. And then she's just pissed. She's like, motherfucker, I'll kill you. I love you. I love you, my little speck. Is that speck or little bit? That's little bit. Yeah, she's a twin. She is a twin. The only way you can tell the difference is right under her chin. She has 3 little white hairs right there. Right there. And you can tell because of those 3 little white hairs. And her sister has like 12, 13 of them right there. Same spot. And that's how you can tell the difference. That's how you can tell the difference. I love her so much. I love all my babies. They are the best.
Does anybody know how the government works? Does anybody know what kind of government we have? Or who's in the government? Well, we sent Johnny to the Jersey Shore to do some digging.
No, dude, these people don't know shit. Who? I'd better guess that 95% of Americans don't know anything about Congress or the Senate.
Who is Donald Trump's vice president?
Am I supposed to know this?
JD Vance.
Couldn't tell you. Don't pay attention.
I couldn't tell you.
JD Vance.
Vice president. I don't know. J.K. Rowling.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Name the 3 branches of government.
I don't know why I chose to do this. Oh God, I'm bad with all this.
Jesus Christ.
Congress and conservative.
Republican, Democrat,
Judicial, legislative.
Yep.
executive.
One more. There you go.
Give me a hint. I don't know. Jewish?
This whole thing's off the rails. You're not gonna be able to even air this.
What is the First Amendment of the Constitution?
I have no idea.
I'm allowing you to do it right now.
Oh, free will?
I got nothing.
Freedom of speech? I need help.
I need help. I need help. What is the Second Amendment of the Constitution?
The right to vote? I don't know.
Right to
I
bear
have
arms.
no idea.
You have 2 of them.
This is a trick question. I don't know.
Oh wait, no, that's
bear arms.
That's yeah, it's
You
bear
packing?
arms. Yeah, I was right.
The right to go places?
You need to get to go. I need to be able to get where you need to go.
How many Supreme Court justices are there?
20.
101.
Lower.
55.
13.
7.
Higher.
8.
9.
Name a justice.
What do you
That I
mean?
can't do.
Amy.
I'm really bad at that.
Winehouse. I got nothing.
Sonia.
Gomez.
Samuel.
Adams.
John.
Summit.
Katanji.
Oh, I got nothing there.
Neil.
Armstrong.
God, dude. Oh wait. We gotta like his content.
Does anybody know how the government works?
There you go, buddy.
Does it?
What can I do that you can't do as a black, I'm assuming, black person in this country?
People with more privilege, we can go out there and fight and use our voices to make sure that these things are corrected. Because since
You're saying you can't do that.
I'm not saying I couldn't. I never said that.
Okay, so answer the question then. What can I do that you can't do? It's a very simple question. And if you show me, then we can show that systemic racism is real.
You can go to some places and not have to walk around being judged, or just
Walk around and getting judged? That's the biggest concern of racism?
No. What I'm saying is systemic racism has to do, starts with prejudice, right?
No.
And, the way systems have been instilled, it's prejudice that goes into systems, correct?
Yeah.
Because they're talking about the system. That's what the ism is.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be somewhere, for example, a place that's, more predominantly white or, more considered this or that, and...
Listen, you're saying that you'll get judged if you go into a place because you're black. If I go into a black city, I will get judged for being white. That's how it
Yes, I'm
goes.
talking about
That's just the way that it is. There's nothing that I can do that you can't do as a black woman. What can I do that you can't do as a black, I'm assuming?
Systemic racism or dads not being around, which one's a bigger issue in America?
Systemic racism. Absolutely.
Kids are the product. That's how U.S. prosecutors opened the trial against Meta, now facing its biggest legal test yet.
I was a guinea pig. For more than 2 decades, they ran their experiment on an entire generation.
Cameras weren't allowed inside the courtroom, but outside, families seeking justice gathered. Mary Rohde's son, Riley Basford, took his own life after he was the victim of apparent sextortion on Facebook.
Oh my God, bro. You're gonna blame Facebook for that? There's billions of people on this fucking earth. They can't catch it all. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
They call for more than 2
I get my
decades.
only other view while I'm away from the computer. I hate that. Oh, let's go back to this. Why am I being fed Asmongold clips, dude? I mean, I've been very clear. I don't want to see Asmongold, bro. I don't want to see, dude. There's a few creators I used to watch every day, like Asmongold. I used to watch him every fucking day. I didn't know Jordan Peterson was on Kill Tony. When was that? I'm gonna have to watch that episode.
Who's to blame for homeless encampments on private property? If you're Seattle, it's not the homeless, it's not the city, it's property owners who should be punished. That is the old Joanne Craft store. It's in Seattle's Ballard neighborhood, and for years the area has been overrun by homeless encampments. In the last 4 years, people filed numerous complaints with the Seattle Department of Construction and Inspections about homeless squatters and problems they bring to the area. Here they are, literally, August 2021, on Google Maps. So Joanne's eventually moved out in April after the company went bankrupt, but property owner Sam Hawley knows what can happen to vacant buildings in Seattle. Like, they mysteriously burn down. And since the city appraised his property at a whopping $8.2 million, he'd taken steps to protect and secure it. He told Como News,
"The posts were up, the concrete was drying, and the fencing wasn't up yet."
Until one week in June, he went out of town for a few days, and that's when 15 to 20 people moved into the parking lot. Those unhoused neighbors, yeah, they kept doing drugs out in the open. Naturally, this generated a ton of complaints because the property is across the street from a children's playground at Ballard Commons Park. And since Seattle has made it difficult for property owners to remove encampments, Hawley called the cops. He then invested $30,000 more in a new perimeter fence. But for the Seattle Department of Construction and Inspections, this wasn't enough. The city sent him a letter of property violations that included unauthorized entry, litter, overgrown plants, and graffiti. For the first 10 days of noncompliance, penalties are $150 a day. After that, penalties increase to $500 per day for each violation. Penalties keep adding up too until corrections are done and the housing and zoning inspector has come in.
So $2,000 a day. This dude's being charged. It's fucking crazy.
Confirm the building is in compliance. But this might be a challenge because I was just told people keep breaking the lock to the new gate. The city also sent Hawley a second letter on the same day telling him that his building is now being monitored for 3 months as part of their vacant building monitoring program. So instead of helping Hawley, the city punishes the victim. Of course, they also charge fees for the monitoring, but those depend on the condition of property at that time. A building with no violations still incurs a $332 fee. A building secured with violations totals $652, and a building open to entry is a $782 penalty. And since the state hasn't screwed you enough, they also charge a 5% technology fee. So the inspector came to look at Hawley's property and found it secured with violations for a total fine of $684.41. He's also being forced to pay $348.98 for a follow-up inspection. Once he's in compliance for 3 months in a row, Hawley will be removed from the monitoring program. You know, the one for his benefit. But it's surprising.
Hold on, how does Seattle not have enough money to take care of the homeless problem, charging all this fucking money for these violations? How are they? How have they just left these people to destroy other people's lives on the street? Remove these motherfuckers, or give them money, or build a fucking tiny village, a big tiny village outside the cities that they can fucking live in. It's fucking ridiculous that the leaders of these cities can't figure out their own fucking city, and they're doing it on purpose to keep the left in power.
Rising homelessness still persists here, considering King County recently spent over $200 million to purchase 11 hotels for the homeless. So why would anyone?
Let's hear that again.
Homelessness still persists here, considering King County recently spent over $200 million to purchase 11 hotels for the homeless.
Oh my. They spent $200 million on 11 hotels. $200 million on 11 hotels. You know, if that money alone would have went to the homeless, evenly divided in Seattle, let's see. Let's ask a question. Approximately how many homeless people are there in Seattle? Okay, let's say on the high end, so 4,800 of them are sheltered. emergency shelters, and similar temporary housing. So streets, tents, and vehicles is about 4,500 people. Let's just go ahead and put together the 10,000. Let's do some math. All right. Wow. Why is this so big? Jeez. Okay. So, 2 million. Okay. Divided by 10,000. Wow. So 200 times 10,000 is what? 2 million. I can't believe I just did that, bro. Oh my god, bro. I must be tired or something. Jesus Christ. What am I doing? Oh god, dude. 2 million times 10,000. Come back. Equals. There we go. Oh, maybe. Why was I so off on the math there? Oh, that's why, because it's 200 million. It's not 2 million. It's 200 million. I was so fucking confused. I'm like, wait, this can't be right. Okay, so 200 million divided by 10,000 equals 20 grand. 20 grand. Okay. I was so confused. I'm like, 200? Wait, what am I doing wrong here? So, 200 million, all right, divided by 10,000, which is not even 10,000, it's more like 5, equals 20 grand. So they could have given $20,000 to each homeless person to help them off the street, but instead they bought 11 hotels to keep people homeless. Tell me where the logic is there, dude. How can spending 200 million on hotels and allowing these homeless to come in, destroy them, do drugs in them, and I can't see the logic. These fucking people are so stupid. It's sad, man. It's really sad. Oh, I gotta start my project, actually. Yeah. I should get on that. We're going to use Imagine and OpenArt for the project. Oh, wait, we're not going to use Minimax. We're going to use CDance Mini for sure. For now, what's MCP? Oh, got it. That's cool. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was fun. What's 3D World Cam? Oh. These are so cool. If you haven't created a world yet on OpenArt, I would highly suggest it. So you can create worlds on OpenArt, right? From the initial view, everything should look good, but as you move, you can see how everything gets extremely distorted. Because they didn't have information about this outside. The only information they had, right, was about that. this inside part. So from here, looks extremely good, but you can see as you get closer, details blur. So it's not a perfect science yet. They're figuring it out. But it's good for the most part. I like it. Dude, it is hot in here. What the fuck? Hey, babies. What you got doing? You stinkers stink. I've got to get y'all some fresh litter today. It's the day. It's the day. We gotta go get it today. Sorry, I'm gonna go give this to the cats. This is theirs, and I'm thinking about that. Did you know that?
No, but I'm not surprised, and I'm sure it'll be nothing like the book. I got one.
I mean, I thought it was really good though. Oh, you're out of the genie stuff. Do you have any more bags?
No. Sure don't.
Need more genie bags.
I'm out. I don't have money. I'm minus $60 right now.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Because OpenAI took out money again.
OpenAI.
Yeah. ChatGPT took money, took $21.98. I still haven't received that OpenArt refund, which would put me at zero, but it'd be at zero. Instead of minus.
Okay. Sorry for the not being here right now. I'm just doing something, and I'll be right back. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and get off online. Nobody's fucking watching me anyway. Nobody ever watches me.